Today is 9th of May. Market open negative, and after the test at the support of 3240 managed to actually bounce off. Currently trading down just 1 point at 3263. Now we have a very strong run followed by a pullback, and there was an attempt to make new high and followed by this retracement. Now the retracement is actually accompanied with low volume. The only thing we do not like is this gap here. So this gap here offers a form of resistance, and this is at about 3290. Immediate support remain at this level here, which is at 3240. Now if we take a look at the weekly charts, it probably give you clarity. So you can see the strong move here and followed by this pullback. Currently the pullback has very low volume, and this is Thursday, so we will have one more day. It's not likely to be high, so this is generally positive, and we'd like to see eventually take out this high here, which is at 3324. But obviously we do have a bit of overhead resistance to contend with, so even when approaching these levels, we just need to be cautious. The US markets, this is S&P 500s. After this retracement, we do see a bounce, but this week bounce itself, you notice the volume is low, so this is not so healthy. So this is what happens on the daily charts. You can see actually we have this bounce here, and it's obviously approaching this resistance level, so you may actually pull back from here. If you look at the major moving averages, it actually bounced off from the 100 days SMA, and it's important you can hold at 50. If you can hold, that will be generally positive. If breaking this, we can see further retracement. Nasdaq, again pretty obvious. After this gap up, it trades small range bar near the resistance level. Again, look at the major moving averages. It's important it is able to hold above the 50 days moving average. Let's take a look at the weekly charts to give clarity. This is what happened. If it perceives to be like this till end of this week, that this is a sign of weakness and likely to actually have further retracement from here. Ten-year Treasury yields remains in the bullish channel. Of course, we do have very deep retracement, and right now at this point in time, the retracement appears to be incomplete, but at this level here, we may see a bounce. So this is something to watch. So by and large, it's still in a bullish channel. This is a Brent crude. We see a very sharp correction here, particularly this gap here is quite damaging, and it is right now stuck within this congestion area here. So the fact that we have a previous congestion area is likely for this to be repeated likewise over here. So it may start within this level here, and this may affect oil related stocks. Let's take a look at the stock that we'll be actually watching. First off, this is SIA. Chart pattern wise, this appears to be the most promising of late. Very nice move here. What is important is that pullback. Notice this pullback very tight, lower volume, and managed to break out here very convincingly. And right now experiencing another pullback. So far, again, the bodies are generally small, volume low. Obviously, there is this resistance at this level here, but the most significant is probably at this level. This is a high volume resistance, which is at about 715. So we'll start to actually see the reaction when approaching this level. This is Jaffa. Run up, pullback right now, and obviously the pullback had lower volume. This is generally nice. This is a big dipper setup to mark out back high is 32 cents. iFast. Stock actually has a strong move after the release of results and experiencing a pullback. During the pullback, we noticed that actually the volume also taper off, which is good, and the bar gets smaller. And we do expect range expansion. And today we have a range expansion on the downside before they reject the low. I'd like to see what happens subsequently. If we continue to trade small range bar, this is actually healthy. But anyway, if there's a breakout on the upside, it's more likely a hit and run trade because of high volume resistance overhead. Olam. stock is actually attempting reversal. So this is the level to like to actually see what happens. This is at about 123. So you let it normalize, you probably take some time. The bank stocks mentioned before that the BVS is by far the strongest of the three banks, and today it actually has a dividends 54 cents. Right, so if you add back 50%, basically it's just trading sideways. So again, we can actually look for a normalization and eventually look for a break. OCBC stock actually has a ex-div yesterday, but it actually moved downwards more than the dividends, but today managed to actually do a counter attack. So by and large, it's actually trading sideways from here. Again, you probably need a period of normalizations before we trade the stock again. UOB, perhaps the weakest of the three bank stocks, so it's probably better to leave the stock alone. It released the result, but actually it does not inspire confidence among the investor. So by and large, right now it's just stuck within this wide range reversal bar. Now, some of the stocks that we discussed has already succumbed to selling, so the bets are off. I just want to review them. So this is Dynamic. Okay, this is a pretty obvious strong trend because 1326 is very parallel. But after breaking this resistance, you notice there was a bit of hesitation here. So you kind of like trade sideways. That is generally okay, but we do not like it to actually go below that level. And this is what happened. And this date itself is basically the dividend dates before a sideways drift and then a wide range reversal bar. And right now it has a further sideways drift. Now breaking this low is negative. This is 355. Alright, this is a contraction setup. Notice it's now below 1326 SMA. So very important is never fall in love with stock. This is the strongest stock last year, and very deep selling before we actually see this recent rally. So always remember this, never fall in love with any stocks.